Consider living in a country where an all-powerful, oppressive government has complete control over your every action. A location where opposition is not only suppressed but completely eliminated, where the government controls everything you see, hear, and even believe. Welcome to North Korea, which is widely regarded as the world's most crazy government. This small, isolated country has maintained an iron hold on its people for decades through a combination of harsh repression, propaganda, and a personality cult centered on its leaders. The birth of a dictatorship. North Korea, actually known as the Democratic People's Republic of Korea (DPRK), was founded in 1948 following the end of World War II and the liberation of the Korean Peninsula from Japanese colonial authority. The country arose as a result of geopolitical conflict, with the Soviet Union occupying the North and the United States controlling the South. Kim Il-sung, an active anti-Japanese guerrilla and communist activist, became North Korea's first leader with Soviet backing. Kim Il-sung's duration marked the start of totalitarian management defined by high power control, a rigid class system, and Juche, the overarching state ideology. Juche, typically translated as self-reliance, emphasizes North Korea's independence from external influence and the importance of the Kim family in shaping the country's fate. The Kim Dynasty cult of personality. The Kim Dynasty, which has dominated North Korea with an iron fist for 3 generations, is at the heart of the government. The founding father, Kim Il-sung, built a personality cult that still exists today. His image is everywhere in North Korea, from memorials and pictures to the training of youngsters who are taught to worship him as a godlike figure. Kim Jong-il succeeded his father, Kim Il-sung, who died in 1994. Kim Jong-il followed his father's policies, strengthening the family's grip on all aspects of North Korean life. His reign was marred by economic hardship, hunger, and repression. Despite these challenges, the cult of personality surrounding him thrived, with state media showing him as an expert in military strategy, arts, and sciences. Kim Jong-un, the current leader, took control in 2011 following Kim Jong-il's death. Despite his youth and early attempts to project a more modern and friendly image, Kim Jong-un has proven to be equally cruel as his predecessors. He has removed high-ranking officials, including his own uncle, while maintaining the regime's strict control over the population. Propaganda and indoctrination. Propaganda is another important means of control in North Korea. The military rulers used media, education, and cultural creation to influence public opinion and develop loyalty to the Kim dynasty. The only sources of information are state-run television and publications, which regularly celebrate leaders while rejecting perceived rivals, most notably the United States and South Korea. Education in North Korea is largely aimed at developing loyalty to the authorities. Children are educated from an early age that the Kim family is amazing and that other nations are inferior. Textbooks are full of propaganda, and educational programs require students to participate in activities that indicate state devotion, such as singing patriotic songs and attending mass rallies. The regime also exerts control over cultural life, producing works that glorify the Kim family and the socialist state. Art, literature, and film are all forms of propaganda used to promote the regime's narratives and silence any alternative voices. The economy, isolation, and hardship. North Korea's economy is among the most isolated and centrally managed in the world. The state controls all major industries and resources, and private enterprise is almost non-existent. This economic structure has caused severe poverty and hardship for the majority of North Koreans. The country experienced multiple famines, the most severe of which occurred in the 1990s. Known as the Arduous March, this famine killed 1 to 3 million people. Despite this, the regime prioritized military spending and the preservation of the elite over responding to the general public. Military might the pursuit of nuclear weapons. One of the most distinguishing elements of North Korea's system is its search of military dominance, especially nuclear weapons. The regime sees its nuclear arsenal as critical to its existence, serving as a deterrent against perceived external threats, particularly those from the United States. North Korea's nuclear program started in the mid-20th century and has continued despite international criticism and sanctions. The country conducted its first nuclear test in 2006, and it has subsequently performed numerous tests, as well as missile launches. These moves have heightened tensions on the Korean peninsula, raising regional and global security concerns. International relations, isolation, and provocation. North Korea's foreign policy is marked by isolation and threats. The regime's activities, like its missile tests and aggressive rhetoric, have damaged relations with other countries. North Korea does, however, engage in diplomatic operations to secure economic aid and political concessions. China is North Korea's most important ally and trade partner, giving critical assistance to the regime. Despite occasional difficulties, China sees North Korea as a strategic buffer against the power of the US and its allies in the region. Daily life in North Korea. The average North Korean's daily life is characterized by hardship and continual vigilance. Basics including food, clean water, and healthcare are frequently short. The administration allocates resources based on loyalty, with Pyongyang's privileged class living a reasonably expensive way of life compared to the rest of the country. Travel within North Korea is restricted, and citizens must obtain permission to move from one location to another. International travel is nearly impossible for the common person, and those who seek to defect suffer severe consequences, including the execution or imprisonment of their family. Despite the harsh conditions, there are signs of tenacity and resistance. Some North Koreans indulge in illegal activities, including watching foreign media smuggled into the country or shopping in underground markets. These acts of disregard, no matter how little, demonstrate a desire for change and a rejection of the regime's absolute control. The future of North Korea. The future of North Korea is uncertain. While the regime has shown amazing perseverance in holding power, internal and foreign pressures remain high. Economic hardship, international sanctions, and an increasing influx of information from the outside world all threaten the regime's narrative and control. Many people worry about and wish for reunification with South Korea. However, considerable challenges remain, including the massive economic imbalance between the two Koreas and the regime's commitment to maintaining control. International efforts to confront North Korea's nuclear program and human rights issues require a delicate combination of diplomacy, pressure, and humanitarian assistance. The global community's stance on North Korea will have a significant impact on the country's future. North Korea's government illustrates the extremes of oppressive authority. The regime's control over its people through monitoring, repression, and propaganda fosters a culture of fear and obedience. However, inside this structure, there is evidence of opposition and a desire for change. Understanding North Korea's history and current circumstances is critical for tackling the threats to regional and global stability. As we look ahead, the international community must stay watchful and committed to assisting the North Korean people in their search for freedom and a better life. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up and leave a comment below. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel for more content like this.